Yo, what up, Throd Squad? So today we are going to be modding out the Apollo RFZ, but by modding out, what I mean is I'm going to be throwing on a knockoff Mikuni carburetor on it. So let's get to it. First step first, we're going to have to use some tools here to remove the carb. Super simple. If anyone has never done this before, you just take off this bolt right here, the other bolt that matches it on the other side, and then you take off the one bolt right here that holds the air filter on, and then you pull it off, unscrew the top right here on the carb, just like so, pull the slide out, install the new slide, throw it on. If anyone wants to know how to put a carburetor on a pit bike, you can go and check out another video that I have, best mod for $35. It's in the SSR playlist, go check it out, and I'll give you every single information you need to know about swapping out carbs. So let's swap this out right now. Alright, so the new carb is all installed. This actually isn't long enough to reach, so what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably just put it over here and zip tie it up. This is just a vent line. As you guys can see, I just reused the same existing air filter since this bike, it probably only has about 3 hours on it maybe, if that. But everything seems to be on here working. So let's fire it up. What's up, guys? Got the Mikuni on here. I had to do a lot of work to this. I'll keep you updated in a second. But right now, let's just see this thing running. Running good. Now let me explain everything I had to do to this carb, which is typically the same thing I've had to do to the last carb that I had on my SSR. Alyssa's Mikuni knockoff was the only one I have to do anything to, but this pilot jet that's in here, when I pulled it off, brand new, obviously just came in the mail today. When you look through the pilot jet, there is no visual that you can see through it. There's no light that comes through it. So what I had to do is I had to take like a little small piece of wire and just shove it through that jet to get whatever that they must have had in the manufacturing that got into it and clogged it in the first place. So I knew before I put it on, I should have done that. I put it on, obviously it wasn't running, took it back off, had to do the same thing over again. And then another thing with people that have been saying that their bikes have been idling high and they're having a problem, come here real fast, Alyssa. If you can aim right up in here. So right in here on the top of the carb, if you can see the throttle cable that goes in there, you guys might have your throttle cable that's sticking off to the side and it might not be sitting all the way in there. That may be the reason why your guys' bike is idling high, because that was the same thing I had to do with this one. I had to have Alyssa hold the bike up for me while I wiggled it around to get it in there. So why not? Let Alyssa rip it now. All right, look at this girl. Sandals, she don't even care. This girl, she's a little ripper over here. If you guys haven't seen our videos of her actually riding, Alyssa's actually a pretty good rider. So I know that she's all nervous wearing sandals right now. And she's never ridden the Apollo. Actually, I think she's ridden it once. It was hurting? Yeah. What do you think of it? You like it? Yeah. It's probably almost the same size as your 150, it's probably a little bit smaller. So as you guys can see, this bike is definitely one step closer to having the video for the review between the SSR and the Apollo. Really excited. The knockoff Mikuni carb, once you get all the stuff cleared out of it, like these carbs are really good. If you guys also want to see in the SSR playlist, I do have one that says we finally got the SSRs running good. You guys can go check that video out and you guys can see exactly what I had to do to this carb. But it's running really good. If she were to throw her boots on, she'd be ripping it around right now. Probably hitting the little track that we got. Look at this girl. She's dressed for the slide, not the ride. Just kidding. We weren't even planning on riding this thing today. I was just planning on getting it running. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude today's video. The first mod done to the Apollo RFZ. Now it's going to be ready for the Apollo versus SSR video. I'm really hyped for that. I know Alyssa's really hyped for that. So the first mod finally done. It's got the Mikuni carb. So now they're going to be Mikuni and Mikuni carb comparison to each other, so that way it'll be
literally exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Like, that's pretty much the only mods that have really been done to either bike. So this will be perfect because we just made everything back to OEM as possible on Alyssa's bike, and then everything pretty much OEM as possible on the Apollo RFZ to give like a good 100% comparison. Hopefully that video comes out next week. With how much I work and how much everything's been going on though, it may take a little bit of time, but make sure you guys subscribe so you guys can go see that. Also, have fun riding. Remember, dream big, stay happy, and we'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Bye.